Okay, we're going to do the video here on mounting of the shifter and the way that I went about it. Uh, you're going to see that the shifter was not mounted to the transmission tunnel, mainly because of the tin work that had been done on the tunnels, and I didn't want to mess those up. So I mounted it there to the roll bar and bolted it there, and there's about a 2-inch gap between the bottom of the shifter and the top of the tunnel. And that shifter there in the seat is what's going to be mounted there. Also, you will see the column with the new clamps and the boot at the bottom of the steering column and the firewall. I apologize for all the shaking around. When I was making this video, I tried to stabilize it as best as I could. It's not as good as I want it to be. But anyway, this is the shifter and how it's mounted. There, that bolt, pull it out, take the shifter off. That's so I can take the trans tunnel out as well if I ever need to pull the transmission out of it. And I'm going to take it over here to the table and weld it. And you can see it there sitting on the table. I got my welder and everything already set up. Getting ready to weld the plate onto the bar, and this will be the final weld. It was already tacked. Trusty light there. I blocked my view there for a minute with the camera, which I'll step back here in just a minute where you can actually see. There. I'm going to weld it up and down like 3 spots on each side to try not to warp the steel plate so the shifter can be mounted to it properly. If you weld something like that without really clamping it down, as the weld cools, it contracts and it disfigures the steel unless you clamp it down. And I didn't clamp it down. I just went with 3 separate beads. And then I welded it across the end of the plate there at the bar as well. Once all that cools off, we'll paint that the same color as the cage so it looks good. It matches the rest of the cage. Pretty much that's it. Okay, y'all. So here is the shifter mounted, painted.
It's a ratchet top shifter with a reverse lockout. It's required. Park, all that. And this shifter can be used for power glides or torque flights. And I've had this shifter. I had all the pieces and everything with it. So, and I just cleaned it up real good, and it looks good in there. And seats, here's the gauges. I'm not going to take them all out, but the gauges are all right here to go in there, and there's a switch panel.